Ah, the magic of an early summer morning. The sun promises a scorching day, making it the perfect time for a light, delightful meal. And what could be more fitting than a delicious fish dinner? A silver carp, perhaps? Take a look at this magnificent fish, freshly plucked from a mountain lake not far from our village, straight from the water. A morning catch to savour. Now, as any culinary adventure goes, a little prep work is in order. Fish, in particular, demands some TLC. First things first, we bid adieu to the inedible bits. Gills and gallbladder have to go. Armed with a sharp knife, I embark on the delicate task of removing them. While the gills may be feline fare, the fins find a new purpose in a fish soup. Fish heads are a maze of joints, requiring a skilled touch. We're not talking about meticulous knife work here. It's more like slipping off a sock. The skin, thick enough to peel away effortlessly. And the spine, well, that's set aside for later use. For a fish of this stature, scaling takes a unique approach. After separating another fin and the entire spine, they join the ranks of the fridge's waiting room. Time to work some fillet magic. Heads are destined for soup greatness, and, once again, a razor-sharp knife in the kitchen. So, let's whip up a marinade. Freshly squeezed lemons and oranges kick things off. their juices mingling in a wooden pot. Wood, you see, preserves the essence without any interference. After filtering out the seeds, I add a dash of salt, paprika, black pepper, cumin, pomegranate juice, and a generous pour of olive oil. A wooden spoon does the gentle stirring. Now, fillet time. Precise cuts, one after the other. Every inch gets its share of attention. For juicy, flavorful fish, a loving massage with the oil and spice mix is in order. Repeat and repeat again, massage from every angle. Once done, I wrap the fillet in cling film. Letting it soak in all those aromatic spices. While the fish indulges in its spa treatment, I take a leisurely moment with my four-legged companion, sharing a bite or two. Now, with the fish busy marinating, I seize the opportunity to refine the hairdos of my sheep. A quick sharpening of the shearing scissors ensures a smooth and pleasant experience for my woolly friends. Come, my friend, it's haircut time. Lay down, relax, and let's spruce you up. With precision, I shear, ensuring a fresh look without a scratch. How's the mountain breeze treating you now? Next in line, please. Alright, you there. Let me tidy you up for a more dapper appearance. I'm not after your wool, just aiming for a respectable appearance for a fine goat. Okay, so time to set the stage for the grill. The wooden support goes deep to bear the weight. Charcoal, my trusty companion, joins the party. A splash of lighter fluid, and the flames dance in joy. As the charcoal works its magic, my flock of sheep and the goat soak up some sun, joining them, basking in the warmth. The charcoal bars break into smaller parts, ready for the fiery embrace, creating a hotbed for our culinary adventure. Time to grill. A special grilling brazier takes center stage, big enough for the job. With my friend's assistance, we position it over the coals. Gentle heat, slow grilling. I turn the grill, ensuring the fish doesn't meet a fiery demise. It's a bit of a balancing act with this hefty fish. Our dish gets an extra flavor boost. The key, keep turning, avoiding any fiery mishaps. It's partially smoked, delivering a unique taste. Tea time. I set the kettle to brew. Ah, there it is. Azeri tea, bold and hot. Poured from the pot into a small Turkish glass with lemon slices. Sipping amidst the shade of a tree with mountains as my backdrop. Pure bliss. Looks divine. Smells like perfection. Let's cut it into portions. Wooden plates at the ready. bite-sized pieces for quicker cooling and easy handling. Superb.
Super.
Hey, foodie friends. Welcome to Azerbaijan's stunning landscapes. Today, we're gearing up for something special, and even for a special occasion. Meet our main ingredient, a handsome bull. Isn't he a beauty? Getting ready for a masterclass from Grandpa as we learn about taming animals and the countryside life. Alright, time to pull the kids away from their screens. We're diving into some meat prep. This bull is a big one, friends. Luckily, I've got a real master to help me out today. It's all about strength and diligence when it comes to cutting this meat. But hey, with weather this good, the work doesn't seem so tough, right? In Azerbaijan, sharing sacrificial meat on Eid al-Adha is a tradition. There's always someone in charge of distributing sacrificial meat to the villagers. It's all about giving back to the community. Helping others warms the heart, especially in tough times. People need people, right? Oh, I have such fond memories of my childhood. Back then, I absolutely adored tagging along with my parents and lending a hand during Eid al-Adha celebrations. Speaking of giving back, there's something so heartwarming about helping others, especially during tough times. People need people, right? Do you remember any specific moments or traditions that stood out to you from those times? It's amazing how those childhood memories can bring back such warm feelings, isn't it? Alright, now that the main stuff's done, let's get cooking. Today, we're trying out an interesting recipe with our bull. But first, let's fire up the oven. And of course, hygiene first. Gotta give that meat a good wash. Don't forget the spices. We're talking vegetable oil, lemon, thyme, pepper, and a generous sprinkle of salt. Now, here's a neat trick. We're making little pockets in the meat to tuck in some garlic. A sharp knife is our best friend here. Ever noticed how calming it is to work to the sound of water running? Spice coat that meat, wrap it up in foil, and it's oven time. Our oven's all warmed up and ready for action. Pop that meat in the oven, and don't forget to strengthen the oven door. You never know when that trick might come in handy. I'll give you a sneak peek of the dish, and I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Your enthusiasm keeps me going. Just a little longer in the oven, and then it's time to serve up. My little guests are already getting hungry. Ta-da! Here's our delicious meat. Seeing those happy and satisfied faces is the best part of all. And of course, we're not forgetting to share in the Eid al-Adha meat with everyone. Sharing is caring, after all.
Çok tatlı olur. Değil mi uşaqlar? Aydınlı uşaqlar. Tatlı gibi. Bugün Kurban Bayramıdır. Kurban Bayramı. Siz yediğiniz doydunuz. Şimdi evdekilerle de pay yapacaksınız. Oldu? Evet. Sağ olun. Bunları da pay vereceğim. Kurban payı. Eve yaparsınız. Oldu mu? Gel. Ne aşkına? Bak emeğine bakıyor. Nankası sözünü akvan değil. Emeğine baktı. Ayda hadi kapat. Mana? Hadi kapat.
Hello everyone, lovely to see you all again. For the cooking, you are to use whatever you have. Today I've acquired 2 excellent turkeys which I'll take care of. The morning appears dull, windy and promising rain. It's good. I won't sweat while doing my job. Look at these pieces of poultry art. What could be better? 2 huge turkeys, well bred and fattened. To avoid waiting later, I decided to start a fire in a stove. The stove has to be hot when the time comes. These are my knives as well, masterpieces, but crafted by a blacksmith. My morning exercise? To sharpen them. Okay, let's check how good they are. Turkey is different from other poultry, usually. It's so big that you need to dismember it to get the proper pieces. Bones and joints are tough enough. I cut easily, as my instruments are made for this. Now I split the turkey in halves, after taking legs and wings. The halves are to be flattened for further cutting, so my knife will not slide off, and it's very important from a security point of view. Piece by piece is getting ready, and the flesh looks great. Quite a portion. Looks like a big one. The full set of vegetables is waiting on the table. Onions, carrots, bell pepper, green chili and quince from the fruit side. Onions go first. I cut them in semicircles. A lot to fill the basin. Quince and bell pepper follow, green and red. Chili ends the process. The vegetable basin is full. Spice time. Salt and black pepper go into the salad and are mixed. My sheep are having their breakfast. A kind of salad as well. I start to fill my cooking basin with components. First goes the turkey flesh, no oil. Turkey and vegetables actually have enough water to be stewed in their own juice. I put everything in layers. Poultry, vegetables, poultry, vegetables. A vegan variant. What a surprise! I put a basin on the fire and go to fill some water to add it to the dish. Now this is the second carcass. I will do it in a different way. Another portion of spices. Now paprika is added for being spread around and massaged in and out. As the carcass is a big one, we need a lot of spices everywhere, in all meaty parts. I will make deep cuts. It will get the spices inside the product, and aside from this, the cuts will allow the heat to make the meal better, passing through the incisions. Now it's time to get the carcass wrapped. First goes a cooking paper, and it's followed by foil, 2 layers to withstand the heat. The package goes deep inside the stove, and then the lid is closed. Let it rest there. The damper goes inside, closed, not to let heat out. Time to check and stir the first variant of turkey. Some chickpeas to be added. I need some woods to make my tea. So I go and cut dry and unnecessary or ill branches. Looks like everything is good. Oh, smells tasty. Tea leaves are to be perfused with boiling water, and the pot goes upside of the samovar to get brewed. My seat and my table. Perfectly natural.
Niye ki? Bak, tabii ki.
This is my friend, he-goat. He likes sweeties. Let him have a pair of lumps. And not forget to close and move away a sugar bowl.
Çay kalsın. Çok güzel.
The first scouts have arrived to find out what they're going to be waiting for. So, the first portion of the dish is ready. Looks and smells nice. It will be served with a special type of rice dish, pilaf. The base is made of pilaf. The upper part is a cover of turkey and vegetables. You can see the steam going up. I guess it's time to get variant number 2 from the stove and unfold it. I unwrap the dish layer by layer. My small friend's team is here to help me with food. They look really hungry. The dish was waiting in the stove, not to be cold when its time comes. Time to take piece by piece and put them on the plate. Very tender meat. Perfect. It's practically falling off from the bones. Very juicy and crispy. Exactly what I was expecting. Now, it's my time to try. Super.
Super.
Hey, fellow foodie friends. So, the weather today is a bit wild, huh? Trees swaying like they're at a rock concert. Wind howling, nature's putting on quite a show out there. But, you know what they say, after the storm comes the calm, right? Now, let's shake off that serious vibe and get down to business. bees buzzing, fire crackling. It's time to dive into our cooking adventure. Okay, so eggs. We've got a bunch of them, I swear. I lost count at some point. But you know what they say, you can't have too many eggs in the kitchen. Now, what's the secret ingredients to cooking eggs? You got it, salt. Simple, but oh so genius. Am I right? And here's a little tip. To make those eggs easier to peel, just pop them in some cold water. Let's chat about life hacks. How do you prefer to clean your eggs? Share your quirkiest methods in the comments. While we're at it, let's soak in the beauty of Azerbaijan. I mean, as kids, I'd run wild in these mountains, carefree and all. Makes me wish I could turn back time, or at least hit the pause button, huh? Alright, enough of the deep thoughts, back to those eggs. And would you look at that? They're all squeaky clean now. Phase 2, chopping veggies. Armed with our trusty kitchen knife, we're diving into a colourful mix of bell peppers, carrots, beets and onions. Talk about fresh and healthy ingredients, right? And hey, attention to detail is key. Each ingredient gets its own plate, because we're all about that organisation. Now, any guesses on what dish we're whipping up here? I'll give you a hint. It's gonna be a veggie-packed delight. Stay tuned. Now, gardening, it's tough, but oh so rewarding. Nothing beats the satisfaction of seeing your hard work pay off in the form of seasonal fresh veggies and fruits. Really worth it. Okay, back to the kitchen. It's time to fill up those jars with all our chopped goodies. Green onions, ginger, eggs, carrots, peppers. It's like a colourful party in a jar. Jars are looking good. unlike those poor trees outside. Man, that wind really wreaked havoc out there. Our jars are all packed and ready to go. Now, let's get them cooking in that hot cauldron. Some like to pour hot water straight away, but hey, we're doing it our way. Oh, doesn't it look beautiful? Super.
Super.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with me today, foodie friends. Until next time, happy cooking and take care. I wanted to make a burger the right way, not like the typical McDonald's fast food chain style, but in its original form as it was first crafted in the USA. I thought, well, why not give it a shot? I've travelled quite a bit and tasted burgers from all around the world. Now, while many small places in America serve great burgers, the best one I ever had was in South Africa, an ostrich burger. Now it's time to create an authentic burger in the beautiful mountains of Azerbaijan. So, first things first, we need a blend of beef and lamb mince. I've already taken care of that and let it chill in a cool place. Next, we tackle the onions. For the burger, finely slice and crush them. Then let them sit in a bowl to release some of their juices. This process takes some time, so I'm going to stoke up a wood fire as I need it really hot. After giving the onions some time to rest, I squeezed out the juice, which we won't need, but we'll keep the pulpy part. Now I'm going to add more wood to keep the stone oven hot. Now I mix the meat and onion back in the bowl, paying close attention to detail. The onion will make the meat incredibly tender. The garlic is ready and waiting for its roll. This time I'm not chopping it, I'm mincing it into tiny pieces to create a paste. And then it joins the party. Salt, black pepper, paprika, cumin, red pepper and thyme. All the spices we need are on the table. We add them and mix them into the meat with some effort. It helps the meat hold together and not fall apart. Now I add some wheat flour to a bowl along with some salt, yeast, spring water and 3 eggs. I should tell you that I've beaten the eggs to combine the yolks and whites. The water goes in gradually as I stir the mixture. I then knead the dough meticulously until it's ready. A good slap helps to make it more solid and get rid of any trapped air. Now, it's time to distribute the coals. It's all part of the process. So let's take a quick coffee break. The best way to make real Turkish coffee are sezve and coals. It's the only proper way to enjoy black coffee. I've also distributed the coals to heat the stove evenly. My furry friend is coming over for his share, and he's not the only one. The rest of the gang is here also for a tasty treat.
Mamiki.
So I take the dough from the bowl and place it in a large baking dish, stretching it across the surface. Then I add an egg yolk to give the dough a nice tan and some crunch. I generously sprinkle some sesame seeds on as well. Now I put the dough into the oven with charcoal on the sides and close it up. All that's left is to wait for the dough to bake. Taking the dough out of the form is easy, since it was on special cooking paper and won't stick to the bottom. The bread is wrapped in a towel to rest and become fluffier. Meanwhile, I pour some corn oil into the form. On this oil, I spread the minced meat we prepared earlier. Just like with the dough, we need to evenly spread this minced meat over the surface. The form then goes back into the oven. I've got some shredded Dutch cheese in a small bowl. And I've sliced some tomatoes and cucumbers. When the cutlet comes out of the oven, I sprinkle it generously with cheese and return it to the heat. It's loaded with cheese, unlike the way they do in the city. So I've got shredded Dutch cheese in a small bowl, and I've sliced some tomatoes and cucumbers. After the cheese has melted, we take out the cutlet from the oven. Then I take the big burger bun we made earlier. As you can see, it has puffed up and is no longer flat. I then split it in half. On one half, I slather on some ketchup. While on the other half, I cover it with a creamy cheese sauce. As we assemble the burger, we start with lettuce and the cutlet, topping it with sliced tomatoes and pickles. Finally, I cover it with the other half. And there you have it. Our burger is ready. Just look at this beautiful, colossal burger. It's big, it looks fantastic, and it smells amazing. Now, let's taste it. Super delicious.
Super.
When the weather is this good, sunny but not scorching, a fresh breeze without the chill, why not make the most of it by spending some time outdoors? Today, I'm whipping up a unique dish with a Turkish twist. It's all about pita with tender veal and lamb intestines, prepared over an open flame. There's something about cooking over a fire that's warm, cozy, and incredibly delicious. So, I'm all set. The wood is ready to be cut, the hearth is prepared, and it's just a matter of stacking the logs. A little incendiary fluid, a match strike, and the fire comes to life. Back in the day, we used birch bark instead of incendiary fluid. Now, let's get cooking. First up, I'm preparing 2 perfect pieces of veal, removing membranes and excess fat. It needs to be tender. It's called tenderloin. Ideally, they should be long and cylindrical in shape. I thread a skewer through the meat, one piece after another. To keep it all steady, I've rigged up a skewer support using metal bars in a pyramid shape with my trusty welding machine. It's lightweight and easy to work with, sitting conveniently on the table. On my plate, there's lamb stomach and fat mesh, the tissue where animals store energy. If you know how to handle it, it resembles a thin sheet of fat. I start wrapping it around the veal, securing it with lamb, intestines, and guts. Layer upon layer, I create a thick, not delicate, blanket of this mixture. I've got plenty of intestines, so I speed things up by winding them around the skewer. The result should be a dense mass. My veal lamb sausage cocoon is ready. I place the pyramid over the hot coals, positioning the skewer on the holders. The coals are spread evenly, easily done with a shovel, and the grilling begins. I gently rotate the skewer to ensure even heat all around. The smokiness from the fire adds a special flavour to the dish. To accompany this culinary adventure, I've got some tea brewing in a samovar. Now, what's on the menu for my tea break? Fresh sour cherries from the garden. I rinse them in a homemade wooden colander, and a sprinkle of sugar makes them even better. My finest male goat from the herd comes over to enjoy the treat, and it's always a pleasure to share. Feel free to take as many as you like.
Hoppa. Good shit.
Heat for the tea goes into the teapot, and heat from the fire infuses my double-component sausage. Tea's brewed, time for cherry jam. And as it takes time, I've added more wood to the fire to maintain the perfect temperature. It's now ready, and I bring the skewer to the table. I cut the massive meat loaf from the skewer into burger-sized pieces and place them on the hot coals. I sit close, turning them to perfection. No meat dish in our land is complete without vegetables, and I always go for the freshest options. Onions, yellow bell peppers with a delightful aroma even stronger than the red ones, red bell peppers and tomatoes. I chop everything and then toss them into a bowl. The burger prototypes are ready with a crispy crust. But we'll use them differently, not as burgers. I cut them into pieces and transfer everything into a hot cauldron. The meat is so fatty that I don't need any additional oil for roasting. It'll be cooked in lamb's fat. Then I add the spices: salt, paprika, turmeric, cumin, ground red and black pepper, and dried barberries. I mix it all up, letting the meat soak in those delightful flavours. Now the football team is gathering around. One of the players offering some cooking advice. I promise to follow his suggestions. As the meat has absorbed all the goodness from the spices, I put the vegetable mix on the fire. Vegetables need less time to cook compared to the meat. Lastly, I add some greens, a quick chop, and they're ready in minutes. I set aside the bowl, allowing it to rest and cool slightly. After all, not everything is best when piping hot. Now, the loaves are super fresh, courtesy of the village bakery, and they've been sliced in half to serve as the base for our sandwiches. The football game has ended. No extra time. The team is lining up for their reward to recharge.
Kokoreç. Hoppa. Ma. Evet. Hoppa. Ma. 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 Vallahi ebedi. Kişidirler bunlar, kişi.
No need for a table when enjoying these sandwiches. The last one is mine. And I savour the quality and taste. It's truly superb.
Super.
Hey there, my fellow foodie friends. Today, we're embarking on a culinary adventure in the serene landscapes of Azerbaijan. Join me as we dive into the art of cooking bone marrow in the great outdoors. Now we kick off our adventure with a trip to the bustling bazaar, where we explore fresh produce, bargain for treasures, and ponder the value of pocket knives. Finally, we make it to the meat section. But before we dive into the deliciousness, a friendly greeting is a must. It sets the tone for a fun culinary adventure. Watching those skilled butchers work their magic is like watching a culinary ballet, don't you think? There's something mesmerizing about their knife skills. Ah, the nostalgia of those old market scales. But even with modern equipment, the thrill of weighing bones at the market never gets old. With our shopping done, it's time to bid farewell to the hustle and bustle of the market and head back to our cozy courtyard. Don't worry, the culinary adventure is just getting started. Now that we're back home, it's time to roll up our sleeves and get cooking. Are you ready to work some culinary magic? There is something truly magical about cooking to the sounds of nature and flowing water, isn't there? It's like being the conductor of your own culinary symphony. Before we get started, it's important to give our bones a good wash. Hygiene first, always. Now, with the fire crackling and water collected, it's time to set the stage for our culinary masterpiece. It's amazing how the simple act of kindling flames can create such a cozy atmosphere, isn't it? Now, watch as the marrow cooks inside the bones, infusing our dish with rich, savoury flavours. Don't forget to stir regularly and keep an eye on the cooking process. Perfection takes time. Once our main ingredient is ready, it's time to kick things up a notch with spices and additives. Onions first, followed by a sprinkle of bay leaf, garlic, salt and pepper. The perfect flavour combination. Ah, the joys of having a vegetable garden within arm's reach. There's nothing quite like using fresh produce straight from the garden, is there? It's like bringing a little piece of nature into your kitchen. Since we're adding ingredients directly to the bubbling pot, it's important to give them a thorough wash first. And let's not forget the yellow ginger for that extra hint of flavour. It's the secret ingredient that takes our dish to the next level. Ah, it's tea time. But not just any tea. We're brewing up some samovar tea. You've got to give this a try when you're in Azerbaijan, especially if you're visiting the villages and districts. Sipping tea with that mountain view and fresh water around gives it a whole new vibe. Trust me, it's an experience you won't want to miss. And hey, a little sugar never hurt anyone, right? And there you have it. Our delicious bone marrow dish is ready to be enjoyed. But first, a little life hack for getting that bone marrow out of the bones. And if you need help, a fork works wonders. Now, let's slice the meat, heat up some bread, and get ready to indulge in culinary bliss. Bon appetit, or, as we say in Azeri, nush olsun. And there you have it, my friends. A culinary journey filled with flavors, memories, and lots of love. Until next time, happy cooking. Super. Hey, foodie friend. Get ready for a culinary journey packed with furry companions, savory beef, and mouth-watering tastes that'll tantalize your senses. From cooking challenges with mischievous pets to creating flavorful dishes with fresh garden veggies, we're in for a treat. Stay tuned for surprises, twists, and a delicious sweet barbecue delight that'll leave you craving more. Let's cook up joy, share laughter, and make unforgettable memories together. Thanks for joining this flavorful adventure, and happy cooking. Grab your apron and get ready, because we're diving into an unforgettable culinary adventure. I've got my trusty knives ready, and we're about to create something truly amazing together. Ah, the joys of having furry companions. They're like mischievous kids, always keeping us on our toes. But hey, they're not just pets, they're family, right? Trying to cook with pets around can be a real challenge. One moment they're innocently watching, and the next they're trying to sneak a bite. Gotta love their enthusiasm. Let's focus on the cooking, and keep an eye on our meat simmering away. I've got everything under control, even with these little troublemakers around. Adding a few special touches to enhance the flavour and aroma. Oh, the joys of cooking with fresh garden vegetables. You know, cooking is not just about preparing meals. It's a form of meditation for me. Taking things slow and enjoying the process helps me find peace and order in life. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Surprise! This salad is going to be anything but ordinary. Stay tuned for the big reveal at the end. It's going to be impressive, I promise. Who knew our furry friends could sleep in such interesting positions? They never fail to bring a smile to my face. Let's check if our dish is ready to taste. Patience is a key in cooking, but the anticipation is half the fun. Never underestimate the flavour of a good broth. It's like liquid gold that enhances the taste of any dish. Spices add that extra oomph to our meals, giving them a special touch that makes every bite delightful. Now, prepare for a twist. Nuts in our dish? You'll be surprised by the delicious combination coming our way. Honey and other ingredients might raise questions. But trust me, it's all part of creating a sweet and savory barbecue delight that will leave you craving more. Oh, the aroma of our dish sizzling on the coals is simply irresistible. It's moments like these that make life truly magical. Take a break from the hustle and bustle. Enjoy the serene view, the laughter of children, and the playful antics of our furry friends. Let's soak in these peaceful moments.
Bir Rusi, bir Tebriz, iki
And voila! Our main dish is ready to be savoured. Time to dig in and enjoy the fruits of our labour. Looks like everyone's ready to feast. It's not just about the food. It's about sharing joy and making memories together. The meat is tender and juicy, just as I'd hoped. Let's spread happiness and good food after all. That's what brings us together.
Super.
Thanks for joining me on this flavorful adventure, my dear foodie friends. Until next time, happy cooking and take good care. Hey there, my fellow food adventurers. Join me as we dive deep into the real mountain life, sharing essential tips for winter wanderers and embarking on a culinary adventure that promises to warm both the body and soul. From crafting a table out of necessity to preparing a mouth-watering mutton dish with spices and love, we're making the most out of these majestic mountains. Ready to feel the magic of the mountains and taste the richness of Azerbaijani culinary traditions? Stick around. This is an adventure you won't want to miss. Today, we're diving into the heart of Azerbaijan's snow-kissed landscapes. Imagine this. It's snowing. The mountains are draped in white, and yet I wouldn't swap my morning walk for all the coziness at home. Movement is life, right? And hey, today's walk comes with a twist. I've got a majestic Caucasian eagle joining us. Not your usual walking buddy, huh? So, I've been trekking these mountains for years and picked up a few tricks along the way. Ready to dive into real mountain life with me? Let's hit the road. Quick tip for the winter wanderers. Protect your gear like it's your treasure. And hey, while I'm setting up, hit me up in the comments. Are you into mountain hiking? What's your favorite season for it? Oh, and I've got this cool test for friendship my grandpa used to talk about. Lend money or take a trip together. Nothing beats a mountain adventure for that, right? Got the firewood all set? Guess what's next? If you thought bonfire, well, you're half right. But first, I'm crafting a table. Necessity is the mother of invention, my friends. Growing up, these mountains were my playground, and now I get to share all that fun and experience with you. Today's star, a beautiful cut of mutton. Nothing beats working with a view, and out here, it's 360 degrees of pure awe. No windows, no barriers, just breathtaking beauty. A little heads up when handling meat. It's not just about keeping your fingers safe, it's also about being precise with your cuts for the perfect dish. Spices time. Mixing up corn oil, ground black pepper, paprika, salt and lemon for that zing and aroma. For that extra kick, in goes the garlic and hot pepper. all marinated and rolled up, we're almost there, folks. Tea break time, because why not? There's something magical about tea in the mountains, especially in winter. It's, well, just perfect. My feathery companion's back, and it's back to work for me. With a couple of branches, I got myself a makeshift stove. frying onions and mushrooms, and oh, that aroma is heavenly. Our mutton soaked up all those spices. Might not look much now, but wait for the grand finale. Toss everything from the pan onto the meat, spread it nicely, and say cheese. That branch is serving another purpose. Time to roll up the meat. We wrap everything tightly for a perfect fry on all sides. It's showtime. Looks like my eagle buddy figured I could use some distraction. Playtime it is. Just look at him, bold as brass. Time for the big reveal. And wow, that smell. Craving that crispy crust, so the adventure isn't over yet. And here it is. Just looking at it makes my mouth water, not to mention that smell. The texture and flavors inside, just as I hoped. Super satisfying.
Super.
Enjoy. Thought we were done? Guess again. I decided to spend the night right here by the campfire. It's all about connecting with nature, welcoming the dawn, and, well, life reflections. Thank you for joining me on this adventure, my foodie pals. Until next time, happy cooking and take care.